Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be ranking the top 5 best, or I guess must-have cards in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM at each position. And this is a weird list because this is not attainable or unattainable. Most of the cards on these lists are or were attainable in some form or fashion. Couple of them are not. There are a couple of exceptions of guys who are more expensive and yet I thought were worth mentioning in some form or fashion. I'll try to explain what I mean as the video progresses. But before we hop into it, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Help me push towards the 50,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, multiple videos a day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, we'll start off at the point guard position. Number 5 is going to be free invincible Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who is the finals playoffs challenge reward for completing all the playoff spotlight sims, and he's good. His flaws are not, he is not perfect. His sigs are not perfect. He's only 6'6", but he is a good card. Now he takes a lot of time to grind, so if you haven't done it already, it's a lot of work to get him, so that's one of the things that knocks him down on the list a little bit. But also he's just not that incredibly insane. He's probably overall the worst card on this list as well, and so I don't know if he's really worth spending that much time to get. Number 4 is a very good card who is, to be fair, pretty expensive, and they're not super expensive, but he has some cost to him anyway, and that is this Jimmy Butler, who is the second best card on this list, but he's a lot more expensive than a couple of the cards we're about to talk about. So Jimmy Butler, really good card, yes, but you got to spend a decent chunk of MT to get him. That being said, he's basically is invincible at 100 overall form. Really good point guard, 6'7", quality card, really good. Just not sure you need to spend the price for him when you can get an invincible Devin Booker in 5 minutes. Type in a locker code, 1 triple threat game to 21 on low difficulty. You get invincible Devin Booker, who isn't quite as good as Jimmy Butler is, but he is really easy to get. He's entirely free and takes almost no time to get. Very good card. D-Book is one of the best options in the game at the PG spot, especially for how easy he is to get. And similarly, Boris Diaw at number 2 is 5,000 MT. He's basically almost nothing, you know what I mean, in terms of price tag. And so while he's also not quite as good as Jimmy, he is a significantly just a fraction of the price of what Jimmy's going to run you. And so therefore, again, a very solid card who I think his value is increased and the need to have him is increased by how easy he is to get and how cheap he is. Also, I think he's better than Booker. So even though Booker's technically free and Diaw isn't, I'd rather have Diaw just because, I mean, look, paying 5K for a 6'8" point guard who's got great sigs and is a really good card. He's an absolute stud. I know he's only a dark matter. He's a monster. That being said, number 1 probably isn't a huge surprise here. GOAT Dr. J. For how good he is by far the best card of this list. He's one of the best point guards in the game. He's pretty significantly better than all the other attainable point guards, as solid as they are. I think he's an absolute must-have guy. 100%. One of the best shoot point guards in the game, period. And I mean, he's the headliner of this list for good reason. Moving on to the shooting guard position, I do think the same is kind of true for the shooting guard position in terms of the guys in this list. Number 1, you got Paul George, who's a bit more outdated. I mean, look, he was the level 40 reward last season, and while he's not a terrible card, his sigs are very limiting, and so while he was free, I still don't think he's that insane. That's why he's only number 5. Everybody else on this list is similar to the last list, though. I mean, number 4 is going to be Steve Smith, a card you can buy for 5,000 MT, 6'8" with great sigs and a good jumper. Well-rounded quality card, just super duper solid dark matter. The same is exactly true basically for Cedric Maxwell, who I think pretty much provides the same thing on the court. He's got slightly better sigs than Steve Smith. I think Cedi is one of the best dark matter cards in the game, an absolute monster, elite level option for sure. So I have him a little bit above Steve Smith, but I think they're very similar veins of cards, and they're both very good cards as well. And then you move on to the number 2 spot, where you have your free invincible Rudy Gay, who's available in the exchange this week for the GOAT Festival. All you need is 2 GOAT pieces. Literally can get this card in an hour for free or less. He is super duper easy to get and super duper good. Definitely better than the other cards on this list, and considering it doesn't take long to get him, he should be number 2. That being said, again, just because it's a different card, I'm putting Dr. J at number 1 at shooting guard 2. It's a shooting guard eligible instead of point guard eligible. If you bought the Pro Pass, use the point guard one. If you didn't buy the Pro Pass, use the shooting guard one. Either way, extremely good card, absolutely worth having and worth adding to your squad as a level 40 reward here in season 8. Small forward position is a bit of a tougher one because I feel like the attainable small forwards, the best attainable small forwards are also the best cards on this list. So this is a little bit of like this portion of the list reflects my attainable small forwards pretty much exactly. I got Purvis Ellison at 5 and Joe Smith at number 4. They're very similarly priced, super cheap options at the small forward position, both 6'10", both quality defenders, both good SIGs, both great jumpers. Joe's a little more complete stat and badge wise. Purvis's SIGs are a little bit better. You could really go either way. For me, I go Joe Smith slightly above him, but honestly, they're both great options. That being said, the top 3 are also the same. This is the exact top 5 of the top 10 attainable small forwards that I released earlier today as well. And I'll just go ahead and do it now. I don't know what I just, okay, come on. I don't know what I just did. I'll just go ahead and throw this top 5 together here because I already made that video earlier today. So if you want to hear my small forward logic, go watch the top 10 attainable small forwards. That being said, E, Alonso, Larry Markkinen, Joe Smith, Purvis Ellison. Yes, Joe and Purvis are cheaper, but the honest truth is these 3 guys are pretty head and shoulders above. Larry Markkinen, 7-footer with an awesome jumper, that size and switchability he provides, and he's got good SIGs too, is really, really great. Alonso Mourning has one of the faster jumpers in the game, is awesome defensively, has a long wingspan, really, really quality card himself, and another guy who is absolutely a top tier option at the small forward position, especially with how good his jumper is. And then E is the best attainable small forward in the game. And yes, he's the most expensive card in this list, but he's also the best. He is as good as nearly, I mean, the best small forwards in the game are GOAT Tim Duncan and GOAT Dirk Nowitzki and GOAT Kevin Garnett and GOAT Giannis Antetokounmpo and guys like that. This E is as good as, he's basically as good as any of those guys, in my opinion. I think he's an absolute monster. I think he's one of the best cards in my team, period. Moving on to the power forward position, which is a little more unorthodox. Although at the bottom, I will say, I mean, we got a super cheap, just kind of filler type guy here in Mo Bamba, who just, while he's not as good as anybody else on this list, is a solid option. He's going to be quality defensively. He's just a viable, solid option all the way around. And I mean, he's just a well-rounded 7-footer, 7'10" wingspan helps him to play a bit bigger as well. I just overall think he's a very, very solid card. Definitely one of the best options in the game at the power forward position. Just especially with how cheap he is. He's just a really nice guy that if you need a power forward quickly, he can fill that need. Number 4 is going to be Brook Lopez, who's free, but not that insane of a card. He's good. He's got okay SIGs. He's got a solid jumper. He's 7 foot. Great stats and badges, solid card. Not that insane though, in my opinion. I don't love Brook Lopez. I like Brook Lopez. Number 3, Dikembe Mutombo, who was also free from, which festival was he free in? I don't even remember now, in all honesty, which festival this card was made free in, but he was free in one of the festivals at the end. Was it the Champions Fest? I don't even remember at this point. Either way, he was attainable for free. Either way, he's also pretty cheap. Like he's a really, really good card. He's awesome defensively. He's awesome offensively with a really good jump shot. Now he doesn't have any real off the dribble ability, but he's a 7'2" switchable quality defender who's a good valuable card. Definitely a really solid option. Now, number 2, Patrick Ewing, free invincible card that was attainable this week, or last week, I should say, in week 2 of the GOAT Festival. All you needed was 2 GOAT pieces to get him again. I hope you did, because he's not really attainable anymore, but he's extremely good. And if you got him through that, he's a really high level power forward option. That being said, number 1, and this might be an unpopular opinion, but I got Zydrunas Ilgauskas at number 1 at the power forward position. This card, despite being by far the most expensive card on this list, is also by far the best card on this list. 7'3" with an incredibly glitchy jumper, high level SIGs, 99 speed. I get the price tag is expensive on him. Technically, he is kind of borderline attainable, a little bit over 500,000 MT as a base card, which is generally my line for an attainable card. So technically maybe not, but for how great he is, I mean, truly able to compete with every single big in the game in a way that I don't feel like any of these other guys can do. I know he's a lot more expensive. I also think he's worth it. He's one of the best cards in my team, period. And then you have your center position, which is a weird one because you have a lot of like older centers that have been in the game for a long time, like Galaxy Oppo, Victor Wembanyama, who are still solid. 85 speed at 7'4". You get a coach boost and a shoe like Satellite that boosts up speed, and he gets playing pretty good. He's got mid-90 speed. Like, this is not a bad card. He's got enough size and enough speed to solidly compete still. Very easy to find, super badged, and has a jumper that's still tough to contest. Still a valuable, viable card. He is a very, very solid option, and I do think he's one of the better big men in the game, especially for how affordable he is. Taco's kind of in the same boat. I think he's better than Wemby. He's also a little more expensive than Wemby, but I think he's a little more modern, similar athletically to Wemby. Jump shot actually it might be a little bit smoother, a little bit faster. He's definitely more dominant on the interior and defensively as well. This Oppo Wemby is a little bit lower strength and things like that. Taco doesn't get bodied by anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. Goat Yao Ming, Goat Sean Bradley, Goat Victor Wembanyama, Goat anybody. I don't care. Taco on the interior is not going to get dogged by any of those guys. He is a dominant interior force with a quality jumper, great size, and glitchy animations. That Giannis cross on him can be a cheeseball thing as well. So I got him at 4. I got Smits at 3, mostly because Smits is cheaper than Taco. He's a little bit smaller, but he's a better shooter and he's a little bit cheaper. That's why I have Smits ahead of Taco. Another card, very, very similar mold of card. Really, really good option. And then at number 2, this is going to be unpopular, I think, maybe, but I got 100 overall Wimby. I get he's 2 or 3 times as expensive as these guys. Cards you're going to have to pay $1 million plus MT for. It's a lot. I get it. I'm not disagreeing with that. He's spectacular. He really is. 7'4", 99 speed, Pro 2 fade. Amazing card. One of the best cards in my team. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I just, there's no way he's not top 2 here, I think. I know the price tag is expensive, but just like with Big Z, and he's only more expensive than Big Z is too. The things he does are, I'm sorry, Rick Smith's Taco Fall Wimby, they compete size-wise. They don't have the animations, the fade, the glitchiness, very quick jumper. It's the same jumper that the Opal has, but it's on very quick. He's 99 speed at 7'4". Like, I'm sorry, none of these other guys really come all that close. Yes, he's 3 times as expensive as them. I don't care. And then number 1, I hope you took advantage of being able to get him while you could. Ralph Sampson, 7'4" with a 7'8" wingspan and a basically uncontestable jumper. He is even better than 100 overall Wimby is. And I'm sorry, this is to me the best big man that's been attainable all year. Right, like I would say it's either him or Big Z. Honestly, Big Z would arguably be number 1 at this list as well. The thing about Ralph is he's not attainable anymore, so if you didn't get him, you can't get him anymore, which is unfortunate. That being said, he is, I mean, Sexton Upper as a 7'4" dude, you literally almost can't contest him. He's one of the glitchiest best cards in the game. I just can't not have him number 1. I hope you were able to get this card when he was available, because he is a difference maker in a way that very few cards in my team really have the capability to be. So that being said, I mean, that's that for the list. I know there's gonna be some unpopular names on this, some of the most expensive and best cards being at the top. Guys like, I mean, you could get Ralph for free, but it was tough. Wimby, who's $1 million MT, Big Z, who's 550K. Like, they're also some of the best cards in the game and can truly compete against the 10 million MT cards at an elite level. And that's why they're must have to me. So that is gonna do it for the video. Hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I will be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.